Hey, how's it going? I haven't made a legitimate video for a little bit of a moment, so first I'm sorry for that, but I really need to get back into the swing of doing it because I've been playing quite a bit recently, but I think one of the most important things you can do to better your game is to watch your own footage. It really shows you how much you could improve on in the moment because you feel like a badass when you're trying to execute whatever you're doing while you're playing, but you don't really catch on to the things that you're doing wrong until you watch it again. Also, today's clips they're not particularly flashy or anything. I feel like I'm at too unimpressive of a state when it comes to where I am in terms of game sense and stuff to really make some form of montage or something. The Hollow video that I made quite a bit back, the montage part in it was so amazingly underwhelming. I just really wanted to try like a whole bunch of editing tricks, and it turned out that yeah, I should have just focused on getting better footage, in all honesty. So yeah, I probably won't be doing montage stuff either ever or for a while because I need to really work on my game before I can begin doing that. So, the clips that I kept today are ones where I will be messing up quite severely, and I want to make a point as to how to correct it. So one of the first things to note in this invasion is that I have noticed that summon is a passive caster. You can tell because he's wearing the wings, or the ears. And also, I have a very difficult time against offhand halberd. Everybody says that thrusting halberd is slow, but I don't feel like it's slow. I feel like it's quite fast, actually, but maybe that's just me. If maybe I perceive it as fast because it always seems to hit me where I don't think it will. I don't know. So anyway, we have a good co-invader, so I'm trying to keep the pressure off of him when I can. But something that you'll come to realize if you play with a fast roll build or simply an unoptimized build is that there's a lot of risks that you cannot take when you are playing as this way. And I'll get into later how I feel like crossbow is a really big, important thing for light roll builds especially, because it allows you to keep on a little bit of pressure when otherwise you can't put yourself in that situation. But notice how passively I'm playing, and I don't handle their aggression very well. Sort of got flustered right there and messed up my inputs. If he had just attacked me with the halberd as I did the pivot animation, I would surely be dead. But the thing that I'm really focusing on in the moment right here is keeping the pressure off of my red as much as I can. Now, I know that the blue looks like a joke, but a person like that more than likely has really bad internet, and considering that there's a lot of risks I cannot take right now, unfortunately, I'm having to rely on my co-invader way too much, I feel, to be able to put himself in those situations. See, I would probably be dead right now if he wasn't here and being able to take some of the pressure off of me. And there we go, we finally see the first cast from the caster. I'm yet again going to try and get his attention. I'm trying to also be too hasty to get the running L1 on the sellswords. I figured out how good they are not too long ago, and I've been trying to use them way too much. Pretty clutch not getting hit by that curved Guardian Shiv. And we're going to quickly set tiers back up. So, there's quite a bit that I could have done better within that situation alone. I needed to have my camera looking around at all the possible outcomes from my three opponents, because that I wouldn't have had my tiers popped or been put in that really bad situation if I had noticed that I was under severe threat of getting my tiers popped. But yeah, this Havel guy is actually scarier than his skill, because I have a feeling like I'm going to get lag parried, and if I get lag parried, I will die. So, and because this is the sellsword twin blades, the chances of me getting parried are twice as high because it's 2 hits rather than 1. So yeah, I'm approaching this situation, well, I'm having a hard time approaching it in the first place, honestly. Yeah, see, like, I was about to attack right there, but intuition said do not do it. unfortunate. Something that I plan on working on as well is being under pressure and handling it better. Ooh, that was close. Handling pressure better, because even when I have higher defenses, I have a pretty bad tendency to sort of just run away and roll. And often when you're in that situation, you're going to die, as I do. But not allowing yourself to be put in that position in the first place is the trick. And I'm going to need to brainstorm ways to keep from being put in a running situation. That was an unfortunate miss right there on the backstab. And that was just me being bad. Something that I only realized not too long ago is that your character doesn't roll until you've let go of B. And that has opened my third eye. I did not know that, and now that I do, I'm going to be clicking B, like, very quickly, in terms of, like, on-off. Just tapping it as quick as I can, just to try and actually take advantage of what my reaction time is. Yet again, I'm going for the running attack way too much. I have allowed myself to become predictable, and in the moment, I've not realized it. So I think something I could benefit from doing in this invasion is swapping my weapons more. Especially when I was put in the defensive situation, I always forget that I can switch to Blessed Harp to make a more tedious chase down for my opponents, and it will regen me over time. So, unfortunately, that has not occurred to me this entire time. I've only been in the mindset of L1, L1, L2, L1. That's all I've been thinking this entire time, and I've gotten very little done because of it. The host also does not take as much damage as I would want him to, so I should probably focus a little bit more on the phantoms. Thankfully, yet again, because of my co-invader, we are able to dispatch the blue, and I will get some Estus back. I try going for the Swifty backstab with the Corv, not the Corvian, the Crow Quills, but I miss it. I have no clue where these dung pies are coming from. No one's throwing them. I think there was somebody that entered the world that's on the top bridge platform-ish area. So I have finally put myself in a position more closely to what I should be doing. I should be staying at this distance away from the party to help apply pressure with my co-invader. There's often times that, like this, I'm too far away. So I've got to be more active in helping my co-invader, because I can't stress enough how much carrying there was done on his part. Something that I've also been thinking about quite a bit here recently is your Estus to Ashen ratio. And I think that there's a case for this build not running 6 and 1 Ashen, but maybe like 5-2. And the reason is that you're probably going to proc your tiers more than you would care to. And being able to set it up 3 times safely, I think is a pretty big deal. But I don't know. At the same time, I felt like I was running through my Estus quite a lot. And I would actually say that I can't decide if I'm doing the right thing in this situation or not, taking the focus of the Sorcerer off of my co-invader, or having left my co-invader to deal with these 2 guys. I can't decide which one I should have done. I don't remember how this next part goes. Let's see. Thankfully did not get hit by that. I think I should have continued helping my co-invader, but then again, this might be more helpful, because you should try to kill the caster first, and because they're not protecting him too well. Simultaneously, though, I should be switching to a different weapon to try and kill him faster. I know that this does a lot of damage, but again, I've been very predictable with it. And I am out of healing wares, and I do not go and refill because these guys have not been glitching on me. So I will not do it myself. needless to say, I'm trying to take as much heat off of my invader before I die, because I'm very close to doing that. And I realize I walk straight into the corner, and yeah. So, that was quite a bit to take away from that one, and I feel like in terms of how it played out, I was mostly satisfied with it, even though I died. The host was, he simply outplayed me, and I think it's pretty obvious what I did wrong. This invasion, however, was very frustrating, because it felt like, well, it's not what it felt like. This was one of those ganks where the opponents refuse to leave the bonfire no matter what, and you will not draw them away from this goddamn room. So that was really frustrating. I think I make the right call by switching to damage right here, trying to keep them from... Oh, my friend's dead. Alright, well, I'm not getting that off. From here, I should retreat. Yes, I do that. I should keep my camera on them. I do that. But in hindsight, I really should have been using crossbow a lot more, just in general, over the time that I picked up these clips, but also just in these in like the past couple days, because when you can't really take that many risks, because you're a light rolling build and you don't have hyper armor or defenses, crossbow is extremely good. It is very non-committal damage, meaning that you don't have to put a whole bunch of stats into being able to get this good ranged damage. It's just like, I'm using crossbow. That was unfortunate. I should have rolled. Do I get out? I do. Yeah, crossbows are mainly so good, I feel, not just because of exploding bolts, but because they take absolutely nothing for your build to use. I have Arbalist, but I want to light roll while I do this. Now, I'm pretty happy with that kill. Even though I'm at tiers, he's not throwing the knives at me, which I should have expected him to. And from this position, I should be in a good place, but if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to flunk this pretty bad. I do not put tears on. I don't know if I do that later. As of this point, I should switch back to either Pontiff Knight or Sellswords. The fact that I was able to run away from that probably means we have a decent enough connection. So I should really be looking to outspace him rather than going for backstab fishing. It's not that backstab fishing would do me wrong here, it's just that if my sole goal is to win the invasion, I'm not that good at fishing yet, so that should be more of a priority. So this is where I flunk. He runs off to summon again. I should have kept pressure on him. Well, I mean, maybe I actually did the right thing. Maybe it's just that I mess up pretty badly from here on out. Definitely give me your feedback in the comments, guys, because I'm really trying to deduce and take a surgical sort of approach to my play. And I could see an argument being made for some of these choices I made going either way. So unfortunately, this dickhead is back. So unfortunately, we have to retreat again. It looks kind of stupid, but it just is what it is. He's giving me the L1 waggle because they are such cool players, you know. They really are doing an amazing job by, you know, not doing jack shit. So yeah, I am gonna go refill. I know that that's a hot topic of debate, but quite frankly, I'm fine with using it. If you're not, that's fine. If you think I'm a bad person for using it, that's also fine. But quite frankly, I will pull it out when I'm mad at the people that I'm fighting at, or if they prove that it's okay because they used it. However, me not putting tears on earlier is actually going to bite me in the ass if I remember correctly. So yeah, these are the types of guys that will religiously stay next to the bonfire. He tries body blocking me, but he won't do that for very long, I don't believe. Yeah, yet again, I'm very bad at fishing, and I get completely melted. You guys did a really good job. I'm really impressed with your play. Good job. Look, we all make those plays sometimes that are so bad that it's not funny anymore. And I did myself a disservice by keeping this damn clip. So I have a terrible tendency of panic rolling when I have almost no defenses, and that is going to cost me this invasion very fast. I try taking a risk by taking on the host. I panic roll and get hit by 2 spears, fat ass comes back, and I die immediately. If you're going to play with a light roll build, you need to take calculated risks.
朋友是一个坚韧不拔的纪录片，在香。
Alrighty, now time for an invasion that's not as depressing in atmosphere. So, I'm just trying to bait one of them to plunge attack me, but they're not taking the bait, unfortunately, so we'll just go up and actually fight them. Now, I do have the same co-invader as before, and if I recall correctly, I had invaded these guys before this clip, not by like a huge margin of time, and that clip is not in this video because similar to the last clip, I just made decisions that were so bad that there wasn't a whole lot of depth to the answer as to what to fix. It was just like, don't get blendered. So this is the one that made it in. There is 4 of them. The host is, I can't tell if he's doing a dried finger run. Maybe that's the reason why he's wearing what he's wearing and stuff. I don't know. So we're going to make a tactical escape. I think going up there in the first place was a bad idea. If I was going to go up there, I really needed to bring the crossbow with me again. I feel like that's a huge deal for playing with for playing in a way that does not allow you to be that aggressive. Lock-on sort of screws me up right there. And we are able to get the lap wannabe. I keep on missing these backstabs, and it's a feels bad if I've ever seen one. That was a shit idea. That is a reason why you should always have Tears of Denial. But the unthinkable happens, and I can't tell if he just simply lost connection or if someone pyred him. I honestly don't know which, but that's not good. So what does this mean? It means that I'm going to have to actually do a good job fighting these guys. I'm going to have to take risks, but actually make them count. I had to rely on that guy way too much in the first invasion, but I don't know what he died from. I think the guy punched him, actually, but whatever. So, needless to say, I think that if this was a try-hard gank, I would not have lasted, not even to this point, because this host is being very odd, to say the least. He's just sort of, like, running around, and the summon is just, like, sitting there in the back. But they'll eventually begin doing things again. So I noticed that he does the rolling R1, which is a little weird. He does it again. And I'm thinking about going for a bare hand parry. I don't think I end up doing it, but it is something that I picked up on. I wasn't prepared to do it, or I would have done it right there. And I notice now that he swapped to Gale's. Actually, I think I just noticed that he's using the Broken Straight Sword and Gale, so it just looks like he has 2 versions of the Broken Straight Sword, which is pretty funny. And it looks like the summon lags out. And we get an invader, so we're actually in a pretty favorable situation here. Yeah, I honestly don't know what this host was doing. I think he was just having a fun time or something. Yeah, because if this guy was really trying to kill me, or if it was just another player that was really trying to kill me, I think I would have died already, or this would be considerably it would be a lot more pressure that I'd be under right now, needless to say. I've also noticed that he's not healing at all. If he were to heal, he would have to do it right now. But that also makes me think that he doesn't have all his Estus Flask, because he really didn't, like he didn't chug many times at all. I need to fix my inventory. I don't want the spear right under my sellswords to be the tailbone. It was with a shot. So yeah, this essentially wraps up the video. You can probably imagine where this is going, because he's not healing. But yeah, just some huge takeaways for this video in general is that I think that playing in terms of using a fast roll build will teach you a lot about risks. I will probably be making more videos about fast rolling because I really want it to hone my gameplay in general. I'll see you guys next time. Have a nice one.